Hey, dear Tyler, good morning. And how are you? I hope you're good. I hope you're fine. Happy new month. Welcome to the month of August. August is going to be an amazing month. July was awesome for us as a community, dear Tyler. We had an exponential growth. God brought people my way as a podcaster, people that have taken this vision to heart. There are so many to mention. I have people like Joy. I have people like Mary. I've got people like Faith, Sylvia, Emmanuel, Paul, Ernest. These are people, the names are just, so much. These are people that have taken their time to really share about their Tyler, and it has been such a blessing. I am so grateful. I am so grateful for them, and it's just been amazing. The topics of last month were extremely satisfying. I think that's the word that I could use. Extremely satisfying. I got amazing feedback, especially from last week, the last episode that we had, Amber's story. Thank you, Mary, for sharing your story. It has really blessed lives. There are many times that you think your own life has experienced a downturn, like things are really not going well, and then when you hear somebody else's story, it's like, okay, wow, I'm actually seeing the faithfulness of God in my life, especially when the other person seems to have a true heart of gratitude during those experiences, right? So Mary, thank you so much for sharing your story. I believe that for dear Tyler this month, I believe God will even do more for us. I really believe it. I really believe it. I believe we're going to get more people in the community, more people that would listen. Let me just say this at the beginning. If you'd want to know when new episodes come out, and you also want to be part of the Dear Tyler community that helps to share the links, captions or whatever, any announcement about the Dear Tyler, I would... you could always reach out to me. Just send me a DM on Instagram, right? So our Instagram handle is @dear_Tyler. Tyler is TYLA. If you have my contact, you could just message me on WhatsApp, and I would put you in the community so that you could get the info. If it was shared to you by a friend, you saw it on someone's status, or the person shared the link to you directly, that means probably the person should be on my contact list, and you could just ask the person to request the group link, and I'll just send it down to you so that you could be part of it, right? So that we could share the message. And if you've got your own stories to share, why not? It would be a blessing to us. You don't have to use your name. We could give you an alias, right? Some people feel comfortable enough to, say their name out. But if you feel that the story is too sensitive for you, but you would want to share, don't worry. We have a way around it, and would give you a befitting alias. But if you really do want to share a story, reach out. You could. I think the best channel for us at the moment is to reach out through our email. So maybe you could just email us at Dear Tyler, right? So it's deartyler@gmail.com, right? deartyler@gmail.com. You could message us there, and we could talk further. We'll find a way to share your story. Either you would just write it, and I would, say it out, read it out like this, or if you feel comfortable enough, you could do a recording yourself and let the world hear your voice. But I would really, really love to hear your story, and I'm sure the rest of the world will be glad and excited to hear yours. So this month I've also been led, to continue with the random topics as the Spirit leads, and hopefully when the time does come for me, I will speak on, maybe I'll start doing a series, but for now I'll just start talking random topics. And so today we're going to be talking about, and I will serve breakfast. So this term, breakfast, right? To be honest, I never knew what it was. These millennials now, they just have some very, very funny slogans. And I just found it quite confusing. Everybody was like, Ado, you'll be served hot breakfast, hot breakfast. I was seeing it a lot in social media. It just didn't make sense to me. And probably this is me just being purely naive or so. I really thought it was breakfast, like, oh, somebody did something quite nice for you. When I found out that breakfast had to do with breakup, I couldn't really tally it, because medically or nutritionally, they said breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So I couldn't, reconcile why something that is so important, regarded as important, is tied to something so negative. But I just, just go with the trends sometimes, at least so that you'll be understood. And okay, so this is what it means. So we're just talking about, the whole issue of breakups, navigating breakups. I've had my fair share of breakups. I have initiated many, and many have been done to me. But for some people, they're total strangers to this reality. I have this friend in Zaire, and she's married now, got 2 beautiful kids. Before she got married, I actually asked her, just questions. I'm this very inquisitive person. Marriage for me is a very, very big deal, and I desire to have an exceptional home. If you could check out our episodes on love, like February, the last 2 episodes that I shared, where I shared about let me introduce to you my spec and the perfect date for me. I'm very particular about the whole relationship marriage thing. Anyway, so I always like to glean from people that are just about to enter marriage, because it seems like there's a shifting that goes, there's the whole paradigm change for them. There's something that being single and not attached to anyone makes you feel like you've got things all figured out most of the times, and then the preparation to marriage kind of opens you up to a new dimension, a new reality of things. Anyway, so I asked her, and she said that there are a lot of things that she's not very conversant with, because the person she is getting married to is the first person she dated, first person she ever had anything with. So there are a lot of things that she can't tell me. So she doesn't know what breakup feels like. And I was like, okay, wow. Binga, hell. I don't know what breakup feels like. I have done it. I have been done to. And the thing about breakups, right? Breakups are not just the vocal declaration of ending a relationship. Nah. There are actions that let you know that people are not even together again. Most of the times, right, the speaking is just the stamp, making it official. Because a lot of breakups have happened that the people didn't even talk again. It's not like they even said anything, they just stopped talking. you know that you are no longer together. And so I've had my own fair share. And I'll share some of my experiences and some of the experiences of people that I know. For me, my first relationship, the lady genuinely loved me. You know, when you have low self-esteem, it's really bad. So I grew up thinking that I am not desirable. I felt like, yeah, you're not a fine guy. There's nothing good and comely about you. I really, really felt that. So from afar, I really crushed this lady. I really liked her, but in my mind, I was like, this lady would never have, like, there's no way she would have anything to do with me. Like, she's really beautiful, like, fine. So, we started, having little conversations here and there, talking. And she, opened up to me that, Pinka, I really like you. I didn't believe. Like, it took probably like a week or two for her to really convince me that, guy, I'm really into you. And I was like, okay. I felt extremely confused. Extremely confused. But I went along with it, and it was a new territory for me because somehow I felt incompetent in a whole lot of ways. Trust me, there's a whole lot of drama going on in my life that year. And she really, really poured out herself. I remember the night that I had to call it off. I was just a hot mess. And I remember that night, I took her somewhere, and I had to I knelt down and I pleaded with her that we can't continue this. I told her, we can't continue this. There was too much for me going on, and I wasn't just going to be the best fit. And at that point, I really meant it. It had nothing to do with her character. It had nothing to do with her personality. Absolutely nothing. It's just it's just like I said, I was a hot mess. And I called it off. I think it was easy for me to move on because I was my life was, like I said, a hot mess, and I had something to look on to. She was really, really into me. And I'm happy that she's happy now. You get a beautiful family. She has 3 amazing kids. And we've spoken about, we've cleared the air about the things, me, as in what I did to her and all. It took her a while to get over me. And after I left, because it was in Zaria, I had a relationship. After I left Zaria, you could listen to my discussion on depression. When I spoke about depression, the events that surrounded my life in Zaria and all. But after I left Zaria, it took her a lot of time. She really didn't go out with anyone until the person she got married to. She didn't date anyone. And that's when I now realized that, wow, okay, this lady was really, really into me, and it was important for me to hold people's affection jealously. That just waking up one morning and saying, have those, be brave enough to have those deep discussions. But I can promise you I learned that lesson too late, because I had 2 other instances of that same sort. They were all long distance relationships. And I'm the kind of person that the moment I feel I am stopping you from living your best life, I am bringing more pain to you than joy, and you are finding it difficult to relate to me, my natural tendency is to give you peace. Is to give you peace. And that concept of fighting for something had been extremely, extremely alien to me. So it was, after I had this discussion with her, by the time she was getting married, that's when it really dawned on me the need to fight for love, or the need to fight for what you truly believe in, right? Don't just be the easy quitter. You see, the thing about people is that they have different things that inform them. A lot of things inform people's decisions. So there's a way that you think and you'll be like, this is a very childish attitude. It could be based on your standards, based on your mind, based on your thoughts. But to that person, probably life's experiences have formed that mindset in them. Right? So in my mind, I was being noble. Now, for some people, like, no, something, that you had somebody else that you liked. After I called off the relationship with this, my first, I didn't date anyone till I left Zaria. I had a long distance relationship with someone. It was just very, very difficult. We were arguing all the time. And, I didn't understand the lingua of ladies. And so the lady was like, if you know you're not ready for this, just say it. This, that. So I was like, I'm not ready. You understand? And I called it off. I met someone else, still long distance relationship, and we tried our best, but somehow that whole rubbish noble attitude, like, I'm causing you too much pain, I can't do this, I can't do that. And the lady was like, and this is it. She was genuinely just airing out her frustrations. And I just felt like, you being with me, you will not move forward. The truth is that I was just projecting my internal crisis on her, or let me say on the demands of me. So they were telling me, Binga, this is not happening. And instead of me to, kind of like listen to them critically and understand what they were saying, I was like, these people, I carried the crisis that I was having, my maybe feeling slow in life or something, and I felt like that was what was their challenge. And to be honest, I think these three people really fought back for me. But I was like, no. Alas, men and brethren, you see this thing about life, people move on. When you find out that don't think people would make their world revolve around you. Those three ladies are now married, happily married. One, my first, has got 3 beautiful kids. My second, has got a beautiful kid. The third has a beautiful kid. In fact, the person even lives close to where I work. You get, we still talk once in a while, we still say hi and everything. I'd see me being a single Pringle. I I think that was a tough lesson for me to learn. Because I stayed back thinking, like, okay, what would have happened if I was this person? What would have happened if I didn't give up? Do you understand? These are questions that most of the time we ask, whether we are the initiator or whether we were the done to, right? The one that was done to. You could really sit down and wallow in a whole lot of things. Breakups are not the end of the world, trust me. They could be devastating, extremely, extremely devastating. But you could stay in a position where you repeat cycles and, just stay in the same place, stay doing the same things over and over and over and over and over again, not necessarily making progress, and the other person just moves on. And sometimes you could harbor all of those resentments to the person and be like, why is this person living a happy life? Like, the joy of that person actually becomes a pain to you. That's like just the height of bitterness, and bitterness can really, really, really get to you. Now, when you understand that people don't necessarily owe you so much, like your greatest motivation, your greatest commendations, your greatest acknowledgement, right, should come from you, your own values, your own idea of yourself, who you think you are, how valuable you think you are. Let nobody ever define it for you, because understanding that is one of the easiest ways to go through breakup. So after this whole sessions of, talking or having met these ladies, the next relationship I entered, I was like, I was going to fight for it. And oh boy, did I fight. Oh boy, did I fight. This lady I liked so much. I was away for a while, and somehow, I think there was this confusion that came up. Another guy came into the picture. It was just confusing. It was just a very terrible experience. Like, the person would just be avoiding you. I had another experience where I poured out everything in one of my lowest moments in life. Literally poured out everything, I think I could say that I was emotionally abused. When people see that you hold them greatly, they know that you are willing to do anything for them. They can take you for granted. And I think that was what happened. I wasn't valued. For whatever reason, I wasn't valued. After pouring my heart out, doing other things, I just heard stories around, and I was thinking that I was valuable to the person. I was thinking that, in fact, I'd already finished telling family members that, okay, this is my babes, coming. I will soon introduce her to you. Spoken to some of them, just for me to find out months after we'd called it off that you told people that we're not even dating. I was like, wow, are you for real? Like, we weren't even dating. So all this while, what was I doing? I was literally in a relationship with myself. I had to go through therapy because I had so submerged myself into that. I lost the ability to trust. And trust me, I didn't feel good about myself one bit. Now, this is what I feel, because God has helped me so far. about, the whole concept of navigating breakups. I've spoken to some of my friends about how they overcame certain breakups. Like, I have this great friend of mine, he dated quite a number of people, really showed love and everything, and somehow they always brought up something wrong about him. He would go back, feel sad, but then eventually he's now married. And I think one of the things that he really said that brought out something unique for me is, he said he learned to value himself. You see, the person that would love you, right, would love you. Who you are would matter. Your values would matter to them. Now, it's not this forced thing about, these are my values. And then the person's like, okay, I'm going to adjust my values to suit your values so that you would like me. That one is just you putting yourself into trouble. No, that you would share similar values. There's a way that when somebody talks, there's a way that somebody handles life that seems to align with yours. That your person is valuable to them. You, as an individual, you're valuable to them. And that you can also see that person in that same light. That individual too is valuable to you, right? He said once he got to that point, that he was able to understand his value, he went back to God and he asked God, lead me to the right person. Breakups would mess your mind. Breakups will mess your mind. If you're the kind of person that has a photographic memory, right? Do everything in your power to keep yourself out of situations that remind you of certain things. I went to someone somewhere once, and I told the person something like, I had an experience at a particular environment, and every time when I go to that environment, it makes me very, very emotional. It brings back memories of pain. And so, like the lady's house, right? That, I had it really, really bad. It got to a point that I stopped passing through there because every moment I pass through there, it reminds me of the pain. Some of us love pain so much that we revisit those memories. And we complain like, I can't move forward. I always have those thoughts, but we always go back revisiting those memories. We go back to those points, we go back to those places, we read the text messages, we have the pictures. Do you understand? Anything that reminds us of the past, somehow we just love it. Some of us have been so accustomed to pain that freedom looks scary. I believe, right, that when you have true self-worth, it will change everything for you. The person that left you, the person is not a bad person. Let's just leave it like that. You're wishing the person evil does nothing good for you. Because, see, most of the time, people that break up, right, one of them moves on very quickly. You're there being bitter, being resentful about what they did to you in your life, and they're there living their best life. You could stand and hate them, but they're being loved by somebody. Yeah. Can you open up your heart to love yourself first and allow somebody to love you too? It is extremely important. I do not know how best to emphasize the importance of it. It is extremely important for you that you remember that you are valuable and that you love yourself, and that them leaving you, yes, maybe they couldn't find something worth holding on to. It does not mean you are not, it does not mean you're not a gift. Do you understand? It does not mean that you're not valuable. To think that everyone that had ever broken their heart is now married. Not like it's like an issue for me. Don't worry. The day I'll get married, you people know. And for me, I just tell people to just be like very quick. You just hear, I've engaged in a relationship, engage, married. And then you now give the normal, regular time for kids and all. But, you see, that's it. Life goes on. You know, Paul said it. He said, forgetting those things that are behind, you press on toward the mark. You press on what? Toward the mark. Forgetting those things that are behind. Do what? Press on toward the mark. There is a goal. There is a dream. There is a beautiful future ahead of you. Yes, maybe the person hasn't come, but get ready for the person. Prepare for the person. Learn from your past experience. There may be something that you might have done wrong that brought about that thing. Work on yourself, or change your mindset about something. Do you understand? Adjust and build. There is something beautiful waiting for you, Tyler. Please and please do not live in the past. Please and please do not live in the hurt. Please and please do not resent the people that might have caused you pain. It does absolutely nothing for you. Number 2, I don't even know if it's number 2, but rather in conclusion, everyone is different. You meet somebody new. Never use your last experience as a yardstick to judge the person. It's absolutely unfair. It's absolutely unfair. Doing that would be sheer, for the lack of a better word, sheer wickedness. That's it. Imagine you meeting someone that you truly love, and then the person says, my last relationship, the person did this, and you'll be like, I'm my own person. Get to know me. Don't use your last experience to judge other people. They are not your past. So don't project your past into their lives and wreck your own future. Don't project your past into their lives and wreck your own future. Be as secure in your present that your past has no hold on you. And when you're giving somebody a chance, give them a chance. Give them a chance to feel. See if their inadequacies are things that you can work on, things that you can build on. But give people a chance to feel. If you're not ready to give people a chance to feel, then do not get involved with anyone yet. If you're not ready to give people a chance to feel, then do not get involved with anyone yet. Right? So I feel that that's one of the best ways to navigate breakups. Self-worth. Remember that you're valuable. They didn't leave you because you're worthless, no. Maybe you're not just what they were looking for, but you are valuable. Understand that the past is the past. Move on from it. Learn from your experiences, because truly you might have been the legitimate reason why they left. You might have done something that maybe was not cool by them, and it's a fundamental issue for you. Be open enough to know that you could also have been the problem. That you also could have been the problem. Right? Be open enough to know that you also could have been the problem. And find out the things that you need to learn. Find out the things also that you need to be wary of about your decisions. Was my decision just purely emotional? Were there red flags before? Do you understand? Next time I'm going into, are there things that I should consider before making a commitment to someone? And then remember, when you're ready to make a commitment to a person, the person is not your ex. So remove the lens of your ex and give the person a clean slate. And finally, do not be resentful to anyone that hurts you. Right? Wish them well. And if wishing them well is hard, avoid them. Just stay away. Do you understand? But anything that would make you keep on revisiting the past and the pain, avoid it as much as possible. Is that okay? Right? So, yeah. I don't know I think this would be fun. Maybe you could share some of your own breakfast stories, right? Tell me how they did you. Like I said, for me, I was dating a lady. Actually, I was dating myself, right? So share your stories. I'm sure I would love to hear it, right? And other people would love to hear it too. So this is me signing out, Tyler. Remember that I love you and I believe in you, and I'm always rooting for you. Thursday's episode is going to be epic. We're going to be breaking tables. I'll be breaking tables. Really, really, really good big tables, right? So prepare for it, right? So thank you. Remember, love you. Take care. Bye.